Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I have a new release to share with you. So as you know, I love to support indie brands. I've done a couple of indie brand spotlights so far on my channel. Some of them are brands that I've actually been using for a couple of years now, so I'm just kind of introducing them to you. And then some of them are new ones I'm kind of discovering as I go along into this makeup world, and there's a lot of new ones that's coming out on the market right now. So today's video is going to be about Brija Cosmetics. I did a video on Brija Cosmetics, I don't know, I think it was a month or so ago. It was on their Harry Potter themed collection, and I swatched all of the colors and I did a little quick kind of easy eyeshadow look for you, and that was kind of the end of it. So since that video, I've actually joined the Brija Cosmetics promo team. So one of the perks of being on the promo team is that I get kind of a sneak peek into the new releases before they come out. So today when this video goes up, which is Friday, October 6th, Brija is actually launching their new fall collection, which is called Fall Witches, and it includes 11 new eyeshadows and 2 new organic lipsticks. So I have the sample packets of all the shades, so I was able to kind of test them out and wear them a little bit. We just got them I think the beginning of this week. So far I've done 2 different looks with them. You may have seen them on my Instagram. I've just kind of worn some of the shades on their own to work because they're just really beautiful shimmery shades. Some of them are that are just great for all over the lid. The one thing I love about Brija and a lot of the other indie brands that I use and support, their stuff is always very affordable, and almost all the time, every single one that I've come across so far has been vegan and cruelty free, or at least in most cases they're vegan. I think sometimes they have to use colors that aren't fully vegan. But you know, they always list all that stuff on their website. Since this fall collection launches today, I wanted to go ahead and get this video up, film this look for you, and just kind of let you see some swatches real quick so that you're aware that this new fall collection has come out. And if you want to go check it out, you can go to Brija's website and see if you're interested in purchasing any of the shades. I highly recommend many of them. I mean, they're totally worth it, and the lipsticks alone, you have to buy the lipsticks. They're just beautiful. So the one thing that I've really enjoyed about the lipsticks that I've tried from Brija in the past is they're just so comfortable to wear. They feel like you have almost like a really hydrating balm on your lips. It just makes your lips feel moisturized and just softer. And I feel like the color really lasts for it being a lipstick, not a lip stain. The color really lasts nicely. So the 2 shades that came in this collection is the one I'm wearing on my lips right now, which is called Sassy Witch. And then the other one, which actually has kind of become a new favorite of mine, is called Goodwitch. So I will swatch these 2 on my hand real quick for you, since I just have the sample of them. So these are the 2 colors. They do look very similar on my hand, but I've now worn both of them, and I can tell you they're very different on the lips. So this top one is the one that I'm wearing. So let's see, can you tell? They look the same on my lips as on my hand. So this top one is Sassy Witch. It's got a bit of shimmer to it. It's definitely a bit more of a vampy color. And this one right here is Goodwitch. So it actually is just kind of a nice warm nude. So see, you can kind of sheer it out, which is personally how I like to wear it, because I don't like anything real dark usually on a day-to-day. So it's a great nude. They also have a lot of other really awesome lipsticks on their website, so if you like the formula, I definitely recommend checking out some of the other ones and just getting some good basic everyday shades, because like I said, you know, it's almost like just throwing a balm on your lips. You can't go wrong. So I'll go ahead and insert a picture of the swatches if you want to see what they look like real quick. Just because I've already taken some pictures for Instagram, so it'll just be easier to do it that way. Plus, what I have here are sample packets, so it's a little harder for me to get in and out of them to do swatches. But I did want to tell you, so these, the jars basically come in either a mini size or a full size. So, for example, this is the mini size, this is the full size. So let me just set them side by side. So you can see there, so yeah, that is mini versus full. So I know this is 5 grams. I'm not sure how many grams the miniature jar is. But the way that Brija works, you can choose which size you want to get. Obviously the mini is cheaper than the full-sized. The full-sized always comes with custom artwork that they have made. And the minis will either have the Brija logo on it, or if you buy the whole collection as a mini collection, you'll get the custom artwork on it. And the artwork for this fall collection is super cute. Let me see if I can show this to you so you can see it. It's just really cute. Super adorable. So let me go ahead and move to the swatches and I'll show you what those look like.
Okay, first shade is called Summon in the Night, then Let the Incense Burn. Next is Where's the Sage, Spellbound, Sweet Herbal Brew, The Moon Knows All My Secrets, Grounding Energy, Amulet, Crystal Altar, Coven Sisters, and Elixir.
All right, so those are all of the shades. As you can tell, it kind of gives you a nice range of your more deep fall colors, kind of these really beautiful, warm, deep rose colors. The green was beautiful. I had a look that I did that I posted on Instagram the other day with the greens and it just turned out so great. But I love the inclusion of kind of the really light shimmery duochrome colors. They're very beautiful. I like them all over the lid. I think it was Crystal Altar, this kind of orangey duochrome shade. The other day I literally just put that all over my lid, nothing else. It was just, it kind of gave this beautiful iridescent shimmer on my lid, and then I just put on some mascara and I went to work and it was just very beautiful. So that's the one thing I like about the light shimmery shades. I feel like they are great just kind of as an all over the lid, similar to how the ColourPop like Super Shock shadows with the really sheer sparkly ones, they just look good when you just put them all over the lid and put some mascara on. So those are really good options if you're more that speed, but the mattes are really good. They also have some other really nice mattes. And of course, if you're a nerd while you're on there, go check out their Harry Potter themed collection, because I already showed you that and I can tell you I love that collection. So, and then the other thing you'll see as I get into the video, but I actually kind of did some dual purposing and used two of the eyeshadows as a blush and my highlight. So, multi-purpose collection. All right, so enough rambling. If you want to see how I got this look, then just keep watching. All right, so let's get started. As I mentioned, I'm on the promo team, so I got sent the samples ahead of time. So I'm kind of working with these little packets of sample eyeshadow. You would normally get a little pot of shadow, but I'll hold it up so you can see the color and I will tell you the name. But it's very easy to follow along with. These shadows are incredibly easy to use. So yeah, obviously you can see I'm kind of going for a nice kind of rosy fall eye, little half cut crease going on there. So very simple, very easy to pull off. So let's get started. Okay, so I already primed my eyelid as usual and set it with translucent powder. So the first shade I'm gonna go in with is called Coven Sisters, and it's kind of just this light, it's not light, it's like a light medium rosy tone. So what I'm going to do is take a really fluffy brush. I'm gonna dip it in here, tap it off a little bit, and I'm gonna just start working this through my crease. So this is kind of a shimmer eyeshadow. It's not super metallic, so it works well in the crease. When you're blending it out like this, it's not too shimmery. You know, sometimes you don't want a really metallic shimmer in your crease, but I find that this color, I've used it twice now in kind of the crease area, and both times I really liked it. Then I'm just blending it out on the outer V here a bit, and then just going back and blending the pigment. Okay. See, very simple start. Next up, I'm gonna switch to the shade Elixir. So this is a darker kind of mauvey rose tone, and I'm gonna switch to a more tapered blending brush. Dip in there, tap it a bit. So I'm gonna start focusing this more on just the outer V. So I'm gonna start by just kind of patting and placing the color and then kind of wiggling it around and blending it. You wanna make sure you bring this into the outer V area. And it looks like I want to bring it a little bit further in so I match the other eye. And we're going to clean up with some concealer so you don't have to worry too much about it. I am going to switch over to a more tapered blending brush and still using Elixir. I just want to get a more concentrated portion of color right in the actual crease itself. And just darken up that V some more. Make sure they're even. All right, so I am gonna just use my Urban Decay Primer Potion to cut my crease. Feel free to use concealer. You basically just want to give yourself a nice defined base. So I'm just gonna kind of dot it along to about halfway. And then of course up here is where we're going to cut it out. Okay. And then I'm just going to use a brush to blend that in. Okay, I'm gonna bring it a little bit over. I like to kind of make almost a diagonal, so I like to let it blend more at the top, kind of make a little diagonal in. So I did get a little bit of concealer where I don't want it, so I'm just gonna go back in with the tapered brush and dip into Elixir and just kind of fix that. And then I'm going to take the tapered kind of fluffy brush and go into the first color, which was Coven Sisters, and just lightly brush that over where this little outer seam part is. Now is when you compare your work. So I feel like this eye has a bit more of the deeper Elixir shade on the inner portion, so we'll just add some. I'm just going to be very gentle since I've already done kind of the cut crease cleanup, and I'm going to try to stay above what I've done. Okay, and then I'm just going to switch to the brush that had the Coven Sisters shade on it. I didn't pick up any extra product, I'm just kind of using this to blend it out. And this is also when you start to notice when your eyes are different shapes. All right, I am going to leave it at that because I'm pretty sure this has more to do with my shape of my eyes and my eyebrows than my skills. All right, so for the shade on the lid, I used the shade Sweet Herbal Brew. So I don't know if you can see this in the packet, but this just kind of has a very like duochrome. It's a very light, almost like a champagne-y kind of color, but it has this kind of greeny kind of, sometimes blue shift to it. It's just very pretty. So I am going to put that all over the lid. So I am going to use a flat brush and I'm going to go ahead and spray it with some setting spray. You don't have to wet the brush with these shadows. Brija actually sells like an eyeshadow adhesive wax that is wonderful to put underneath these shadows, the shimmery ones, to really make them stick. You could also use glitter glue, or you can go with the good old-fashioned spraying it with some setting spray. And since I've already got so much going on with this look, that's what I'm gonna do for me personally. Sometimes when I try to put like a wax or a glue on just a portion of my eyelid, because my eyelids, as you can see, have a good bit of give to them, sometimes it's just hard for me to put that product down. So for me, if I can use a brush, especially for something like this, it's the easiest for me to do. So I'm gonna go and just do kind of a second layer of just patting motions just to really get that to stand out. I mean, this is just a gorgeous color. All right, make sure to kind of drag it along the crease. And then I'm just going to pop it in my inner corner area as well. Okay, now for the lower lash line, I used the shade Let the Incense Burn. This is, well, yeah, it's kind of the darkest shade. It's like a purple with a bit of a green duochrome shift to it, kind of a greeny gold shift. So I started out with just a dry angled brush and got some product on it and just ran it all along the lower lash line. And I wasn't trying to be too precise. Next, I am going to spray that brush just so that it picks up even more pigment. And I'm gonna kind of focus this directly on the lash line itself so that this acts as a nice dark eyeliner. And switching to a pencil brush, I'm just gonna kind of smoke it out underneath. Still using the same color, so I'm just kind of making this a blown out, smoky under eye. Okay. And that is that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just finish up the eyes off camera. Just gonna do some black liner in the waterline and a wing, and I'll do some mascara and probably some lashes, and I'll be right back. All right, so that is the eyes done. I have a couple of more things that I want to do and show you. So first, I did want to show you this. I finished most of my face earlier. I just did a little light contouring, but I did not do any bronzer because I wanted to use this, which is the bronzer that Brija sells. It's called Hula Hoop. It's pretty much an exact dupe for the Hula bronzer. I love it. It's just a great bronzer. So I'm going to pick some up on my brush, tap it off into the cap, and just lightly work it across my cheeks and warm up the base of it. Of course, I like to put bronzer on my neck because it's always so darn pale. Okay, so just a nice light dusting of bronzer. So the main thing I wanted to show you is how versatile these products are. You know, like I said, you're usually getting them in, here's one right here. You're usually getting these in a little potted container like this, depending on what size you get. This is the larger size, so you've got a lid, you've got a little sifter. So you could easily dip any kind of brush in these, not just an eyeshadow brush. So what I want to do is use Coven Sisters as a blush. So what I'm gonna do, since I have the little packets, I do have a lid from another blush of theirs. So I'm gonna just tap a little bit out onto this little lid so that I can get it easier with my large brush. Kind of make sure I disperse it a bit. So got the product in there. Gonna try to tap it in with not getting like a big massive amount of pigment. So I'm gonna be very light-handed at first, just in case. Oopsie, yep. Gotta be careful about that. But I can go back over it with a powder brush and soften it. All right. So I'm gonna just take, this is the brush we used for the bronzer. I'm just gonna take the edge of that. There we go. All right. So that is blush done. So that again was using the shade Coven Sisters as a blush. And they do sell blushes. This pot actually that I have right here is one of their blushes. This is one of their Beauty and the Beast themed blushes called Adventure. Beautiful color. But the Coven Sisters works really nicely as a blush. And like I said, just like with using it in the crease, it's not too much of a shimmer. Like you can barely even tell on my cheeks that it's shimmering. So the other thing I wanted to do is use it as a highlighter. So I think I'm gonna go with Sweet Herbal Brew as my highlight shade. So I've got some product on the brush here, let's see. Okay, I need to get more. All right. Oh yeah, that's much better. So that is a beautiful shade as a highlight. A little bit above the brow bone. I'll do just a touch on the nose because I don't want too much of the duochrome to come off on my nose. All right. So there we go. So yeah, this collection is really fun. And honestly, it's not just this collection. I mean, you guys saw I did the review on the Harry Potter collection that Brija sells, and they always tend to have a really nice range of dark, beautiful dark shimmery tones, matte tones, lots of really pretty just shimmery tones, but also the really pretty like either shimmery sparkly or duochrome light tones, which I feel always could work as a highlighter depending on the tone, the shade of it. Okay, enough rambling. Okay, so now let's move on to lipstick, the finishing touch. So this collection has two lipsticks in it. It's called Goodwitch and Sassy Witch, very appropriate. Again, I have a little sample right here, but your lipstick would come in a little black tube like this, and it would roll up. And these are just great. I love these because they're small enough to fit like in a clutch if you have just a small bag that you're taking somewhere. They come in handy. All right, so this is the shade Sassy Witch. It's just a very, very gorgeous tone for fall. It has a bit of a shimmer to it, so it's not a matte one. The Goodwitch shade is matte. I actually wore it in the photo that I posted on Instagram Tuesday, I think, because I used this collection. In that photo, I used more of the green shades, which are beautiful. That's why I wanted to go a bit more rosy this time. But I used the Goodwitch shade, which for me personally is a great kind of everyday deep nude shade. Very beautiful. This will be kind of your more fun vampy shade. So since I don't have the tube version, I'm just going to use a lip brush and dip in here. I'm pretty sure it's been years since I've used a lip brush. I feel so awkward right now. All right, so this is the finished look using the Brija Cosmetics new Fall Witches collection. I'm probably going to have a couple of more looks or some swatches probably posted on my Instagram. So make sure you're following me on Instagram. The link is down in the description box. I will also put the link to the Brija website so you can grab these items. They are definitely worth it. I'm definitely going to be popping on and getting the full-sized products because I definitely love these, and I'm glad I got a chance to test them out and test them out on camera for you. So don't forget to like this video if you've enjoyed it, and please subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I have a lot more really fun releases to show you. I have a really awesome book palette coming up, and there might be another Harry Potter themed makeup item, so you don't want to miss out on those. So thank you guys for watching. Bye.